Just taking a little moves in dollar yen right now, 114. We see the Nikkei. We can throw up a chart for viewers to see at overbought levels. And we haven't really reached those levels since Abenomics started. What do you make of these moves so far? Is it long lasting?
Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, today the reaction in the market, in the case of stock market, it's rising. It's very definitely natural because it's stable. The administration can be maintained coming 3 or 4 years to that. But when such kind of confidence is given to the administration, why yen is depreciated? So that is a little bit the chaos, the bias situation in the market to that. But anyway, I think Mr. Abe wins a very big the majority in the market, the Congress. So in that case, he is going to have the rather stable another 4 years for the terms of the Congress, and also the next year he would be definitely to be re-elected as the chairman or the president of the LDP itself for the 3 years term to that. So the both would end in 2021. So in that case, he can have some better days to come to that.
Yeah, you said it was crucial for Japan for him to continue on this term till 2021. But there's also a debate out there about what can he bring that's new to the table. Do you see that there's anything that he can bring that's fresh, or is this going to be status quo?
I want he would be fresh on that, but unfortunately, during the discussion, the campaign, there is no real discussion on the economic policy to that. So just the LDP and the Mr. Abe says we are continue to promote another the Abenomics. The other party members and the opposition said just no to that. But we have to need more serious discussion on that. And especially already 5 years have passed when the Abenomics has started. But I think the impact of the new policy would be getting smaller and smaller. So in that case, we have to have the clear shift of what would be the most priority measures he has to take on that. Anyway, at the time of the 12 and 13, the monetary policy has been working. But from now on, he is going to have another the shift or the priority to be given to the more the structural reform or even the fiscal consolidation to that. But that was not clear in the campaign in the coming that direction.
What does that mean for the direction of the yen? Because you could say there's a lot of things weighing on dollar yen at the moment, and it's not really internally or domestically in Japan. It's more about what's happening with the greenback, right? Where we're not sure what's going to happen with this Fed chair pick from the president, as well as what this unwind of the balance sheet for the Fed as well. I mean, where do we see the yen going from the next 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, maybe today the reaction is if the market is going to see the unexpected outcome they are going to have today. In that case, there will be some possibility of rising the yen to that. But now the LDP can win, and they are going to have another very stable period. In that case, the yen movement is very much influenced by the U.S. interest rate policy to that. And even though the pace of the interest rate rise is very slow in the United States to that, but definitely the direction is not so much reversed to that. So in that case, the market is going to have some natural tendency to see the higher the interest rate in the United States. That means that more the expensive dollar to come. So that would be the case. But anyway, the pace would be very much slow to that. So
we won't break out of this range.
Yeah, even we discussed the volatility in the market, but at least last half year or more, the movement of the foreign market is very much limited in the small area to that. So it's a very stable situation to that.
Yeah, you've been a critic, I guess you could say, of the Bank of Japan. I think just a couple of months ago you told us, they must end the obsession with reaching 2% inflation. What does a strong mandate from Shinzo Abe now mean for Kuroda? Does he have more of a stronger mandate here in terms of keeping this stimulus and this unprecedented stimulus that we see now? Or do you think he could be facing more mounting pressures coming in 2019 to unwind QE?
Yeah, not yet clear, but I think what Mr. Abe should do is the keeping Japanese economy would be put on the right track to that, and there is no more the threat for the coming back to the deflationary period in Japan to that. And so far this year, Japanese economy is going to grow more than 1% or maybe more than 1.5%, and as same as other developed economies like the United States and the European Union. So in that case, I think that as far as the monetary policy should be very much accommodative to that. But I'm not sure why Mr. Abe is going to push more the pressure to Mr. Kuroda to achieve 2% inflation rate to that. Inflation rate, the target is one of the very symbolical one to that. But as far as I said, the economy is good and expanding, and also there is no real threat for the unemployment. So in that case, I think already the monetary side of the operation of the Abenomics has been achieved to that. So maybe they could have some shift to the other areas.
So like negative rates? Do you think they can get off that?
Maybe negative rates would not necessary when all the market, not only in Japan, but also the US and Europe, the interest rate is rising. And also I think the monetary policy impact for the market is getting smaller. In that case, I think negative is not so the normal situation. It's really abnormal situation to that. Sometimes the normalization is quite important to that. So.
What's been interesting, we were speaking to Sayuri Shirai about the fiscal discipline that there seems to be a lack of on the monetary side as well as the fiscal side in particular. If Abe-san can't put the economy on more in terms of a sustainable trajectory when it comes to its public debt problems right now, during this 9-year term, is Japan basically missing an opportunity to heat itself off a potential crisis or debt crisis here in the next coming future?
Yeah, in that sense, I've already 5 or 6 years ago, we have once missed a chance to have the very good paces for the fiscal consolidation. But now we are struggling to have another chance to come to that. So in that sense, I think Mr. Abe committed to have the raise of the VAT, and also the new revenue would be spent on some areas. And he said...
But mostly on education and childcare and those programs, not so much in reducing the debt burden, right?
Yeah, of course, even at the original ideas, not all the spending and the revenue is going to spend on the fiscal consolidation to that. Maybe how much a share is going on to be discussed in the coming years to that. So and also they are going to have another schedule for the next rise of the VAT, even though everybody doesn't like to see on that. But I think in order to have the fiscal and healthiness, we are going to have some discussion to that. So that is big the challenge and also the demand for any politician to discuss in the coming days on that. So.